Hello, I'm Mark Winter, and you are listening to Verse by Verse. I grew up playing a number of different sports and for several different teams. When I was very young, I remember getting excited just to go to practice. But then as I got older and played through my school years, I remember listening to specific songs to get me pumped up to play. And of course, I definitely remember listening to pregame and halftime speeches from our coach, trying to encourage us to go out and play our absolute best as a team. Now, some of those pep talks seem to hit the mark better than others, but it would be fair to say that we played best when we all bought in as a team to what was shared. The truth is that pep talks can only get one down the road so far. Either we buy in fully and get good results, or we listen but don't really buy in, and the energy and effort fades quickly. In the beginning of the book of Joshua, we find him getting a pep talk from the greatest coach and instructor of all time, God. What was shared with Joshua was given to him following the death of Moses. Joshua would be leading the Israelites into the promised land, and God knew what Joshua needed to hear and buy into, because what was ahead of him and the Israelites wasn't going to be easy. Here's what God shares with Joshua, beginning with the last phrase in verse 5. I will not leave you nor forsake you. Be strong and of good courage. For this people you shall divide as an inheritance the land which I promised to their fathers to give them. Only be strong and very courageous, that you may observe to do according to all the law which Moses my servant commanded you. Do not turn from it to the right hand or to the left, that you may prosper wherever you go. And then one verse later we read, Have I not commanded you, be strong and of good courage? Do not be afraid, nor be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Now, that's what I call a serious pep talk. How could we miss it? God wanted Joshua to know something and do something. Now, in the United States, we've been told something by our government since the terrorist attack on September 11th of 2001. If you see something, say something. Meaning, if something looks suspicious to you, tell the authorities so they can check it out. In this case, God wanted Joshua to know that he would be with Joshua and Israel. He would not forsake them. And when God says he will do something, he will do exactly what he says. However, while it was important Joshua know that, it was equally important that he hear and know what his role and the role of the Israelites was. I'm assuming you caught it as well. Joshua's role was to follow God's law. Specifically, do all that was taught by Moses. Joshua's role was not to run or turn away from that, to the left or to the right. And so long as that is what Joshua and the Israelites did, he and they would prosper. This, of course, is not unlike other locations in Scripture that share the same general instruction. Do as I say, God says, and you will be blessed. Deuteronomy 28 comes to mind, but so do several New Testament passages such as Matthew 6, verses 25 and 30, Romans 8:28, Galatians 6, verse 7. But bringing us back to the pep talk given to Joshua, what should be our specific takeaway as we read that? Well, surely we could take from the repeated phrase, be strong and of good courage, that God expects us, as we follow him, to know that he will be with us. You see, the more we come to understand what God is offering, if we will just choose to do what he teaches, the more strength and courage we will exhibit. The faithful leaders and teachers of truth throughout the Bible were strong and courageous because of their belief in what God taught and their choice to follow that. They bought in to what God was selling. They stayed on task. They did not turn to the right or the left, at least not for any long periods of time. Do you fully buy into what God shares? If you do, you will show yourself to God and others that you are indeed strong, and of good courage.
Verse by Verse is a Life, Hope, and Truth podcast. Check out the show notes to find more free content, like videos, articles, and booklets in our Learning Center.